What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. We are rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer transfer window for you guys to enjoy. So if you want to stay up to date, first and fast every single day with the latest Manchester City transfer news on YouTube, then make sure you have subscribed. Aiming for 25k subscribers and now less than 200 subs away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well, social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, leave a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video. 500 likes once more is the like goal. And lastly, most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say with regards to these transfers. Let's crack on then with this transfer update. We're going to start off first with some contract news, and we do have an update on Lord Scott Carson. Great news this, Scott Carson, he signed a new one-year extension at Manchester City, which will keep him at City until the summer of 2023. I'm hoping personally to see him offering out more fights in the Champions League latter stages. That against Atletico Madrid was definitely worth the one-year extension right there. He's a great character to have around the dressing room. The players love him. Everyone seems to love Scott Carson as well. So if he's good and ready to go, why not just keep it rolling 1 year after 1 year after 1 year? I'm more than happy. While City are happy and Scott Carson's happy to stay here, I'm happy for him to be put on a 1 year rolling contract year after year. It's a pleasure to have him for another season, and fully deserved there for Lord Carson. Now, we've got no outs today, so we're going to move on to the ins. So the first player I want to speak about is Isaak Toure. He's a new name for Manchester City, and he's getting linked with City from Le Havre over in France. He's 19, he's a centre-back, and Manchester City's plan apparently is, if they do get to sign him, is they want to loan him out. And you guessed it, CFG side Troy, they're the team that are being considered here. Surprise there. So he could well become a player in Manchester City that's going to be utilised by the CFG. It could well be a signing for the CFG rather than Manchester City themselves. We'll see what happens with regards to that. Now moving on, we've got another new name, and this one's pretty funny, pretty barbaric, but very interesting nonetheless, and it comes in the form of an update on Jarrod Bowen of West Ham United. Now, he's getting linked with a move to Manchester City, and Ekrem Konur on Twitter, he said that Manchester City, they're going to look towards Jarrod Bowen to replace Riyad Mahrez should he leave Manchester City this summer. We know the situation with regards to players and their contracts. We know that Jesus and Sterling, they're two players that stand out as potentially leaving Manchester City this summer, as they've only got 1 year left on their contract. But let's not forget Gundogan and Riyad Mahrez both have 1 year left on their contract as well, and City will probably want some clarity in terms of their future probably this summer as well, because if Man City are to sell Riyad Mahrez, then it'd make sense to do that this summer so we can get one final cash in on him before letting his contract run down and him leaving for free. So if Jesus or Sterling do end up signing a new contract, then City could look to potentially sort out the future of Riyad Mahrez, and he could leave Manchester City. It could be a case where all these players that have 1 year left on their deals don't want to extend at City, and City might look to explore to sell all these players. I don't think that will happen, but it could happen. And if that was the case, who would Manchester City replace Riyad Mahrez with? Because he's got a wand of a left foot. He's got the best ball control I've ever seen of any Manchester City player ever. He likes to cut in, obviously. He's a very good player. He scores goals. He's one of was he City's second top goal scorer? I think this might even been City's top goal scorer in all competitions. But he's had a phenomenal season, and he's a great player, and to me he'd be a very big loss, and I'm surprised City aren't doing more to try and get Mahrez maybe on a 2 year extension here. Maybe we'll look to explore that maybe further into the summer. I'm not sure, but if he wants to leave, who would we replace him with? Because to me, is Jarrod Bowen as good as Riyad Mahrez? Truthfully, my answer, nowhere near, but there we go. They're my thoughts. Now moving on, we've got another new name, comes in the form of David Raum. Probably said his name wrong, I apologise if I have, but he plays for Hoffenheim. He's a left back, and he's getting linked with Manchester City. This is according to Graeme Bailey, and apparently he said that Man City have inquired about him to Hoffenheim, and that's very interesting because we know that Marc Cucurella is a player that Manchester City want. I'm going to presume that David Raum is a cheaper alternative here for Manchester City, and so I can't really make too much sense, because unless it's Brighton haggling the price and City aren't happy with the price, that they're happy to move on to another target, or at least let Brighton know that we've got other alternatives out there, because we have been linked with 8 Nauri of Wolves, and we're getting linked here with another left back, and I can't really put my finger as to why, unless it's all to do with negotiations, or perhaps Manchester City just simply aren't happy with the price that Brighton are looking for, where when it comes to 40 to 50 million pound Marc Cucurella, that City don't really want to be spending more than, what, maybe 20, 30 million pounds. So we'll see. I'm not sure. I can't really put my finger onto it. There's lots of reasons why City might be doing this. I just don't have anything concrete to speculate as to why that might be, but interesting. Most definitely. City definitely looking at left backs. And speaking of positions that City definitely are looking at, means we've got an update on Kalvin Phillips. Now, Charlotte Duncker at the time says Manchester City's focus, now that Erling Haaland has been announced by City, is Kalvin Phillips. She says that he will be Manchester City's next summer signing. City want a deal for Kalvin Phillips to be sorted before pre-season, before they fly to the United States of America to begin our pre-season tour in July. So if City want to make that happen, then things are going to have to start escalating within the next week or so, you would think, because deals can take a few weeks to get complete. City obviously putting all the feelers out there for players, and that's exactly what's happened in terms of updates on this video. City putting feelers out there. It's all about, will City move that into interest? If it does become interest, will City move that into offers and negotiations and things like that? And that's the next step we're waiting for here with Kalvin Phillips. Kalvin Phillips is definitely a player City are interested in. Will City make a move? And if they do, how much do Leeds United want? How much is City willing to spend? Is there any room for negotiations? Can Manchester City make that transfer happen? And it's been reported at the Times that that's what City are exploring next. So I'm expecting for us to have plenty of updates when it comes to Kalvin Phillips, Marc Cucurella, and other defensive midfielders and left backs for Manchester City. And of course, I will keep you guys up to date with that every single step of the way with daily Manchester City transfer updates. So make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on to be notified immediately for when I do upload, so you can be notified to stay up to date every single day, first and fast, with the latest Manchester City transfer news this summer on YouTube. Also, don't forget as well, social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Leave a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video. 500 likes once more is the aim. And also don't forget to let me know your thoughts on what you made of these transfers in the comments below. On a last note, obviously we've had the announcement of Erling Haaland yesterday, which we've spoken about. I will this weekend be having either a live stream or a video reacting to everything that City have put out there when it comes to Haaland, including giving all of my thoughts on the City's video that they've put out this morning, which is their Inside City, exploring everything that Haaland's been. So I'm going to give my raw reaction to that, because I've not watched any of it, because I want to do that for you guys live with my reactions and all of my thoughts and everything. So really looking forward to that. That will be out this weekend for you guys to enjoy. But I'll see you again tomorrow religiously for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.